I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's premier home purchase lender. We've created a new way to protect you from unpredictable interest rates. Our exclusive Rate Shield approval. First, we lock your interest rate for up to 90 days. Then, if rates go up, your rate stays locked. But if rates go down, your rate drops. Either way, you win. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year fixed-rate loans. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. Additional conditions or exclusions may apply.
Ladies and gents, welcome to McDonald's $1 lunch auction. First on the serving block is the Hot and Spicy McChicken for $1. One and a $1, my name, one, do I hear $1? For the Hot and Spicy McChicken, crispy tender chicken seasoned with a bold mix of spices topped with shredded lettuce, mayonnaise, and served on a perfectly toasted bun. It's a delicious everyday value that just can't be beat. $1, sold! Next up, any size Coke for $1. Start the bid in $1 Coke, and sold! Now get a Hot and Spicy McChicken or any size Coke for just $1 each on McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu. At participating McDonald's for a limited time, cannot be combined with combo meal.
Now, your favorite music apps are available on Contour. Go from watching a musical to listening to your favorite music. Enjoy a country western and then a country jam. Or go from action flicks to something that makes you feel like an action hero. Now with Contour from Cox.
What in the world is going on in the tutoring industry? Do you wonder how to expand your tutoring business? Are you ready to take your tutoring business online? Are you looking to become a better tutor? Get ready for the Tutor Outreach Radio Show hosted by Dr. Alise Holland. This globally syndicated radio show is empowering you to move forward with your tutoring goals to manifest your dreams of building a successful tutoring practice. Coming to you live on Blog Talk Radio, this hit show is tailor-made to help tutors and tutor business owners worldwide. Dr. Alise brings her knowledge, experience, and sense of humor to each show while introducing you to guests from all over the world who are experts in the fields of tutoring, coaching, education, and leadership. Call in with your questions or share some of your own experiences in academia. The Tutor Outreach Radio Show starts now. Here is your host, Dr. Alise.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tutor Outreach Radio Show. My name is Dr. Alise Holland, but people around the world call me Dr. Alise. I am also professionally known by my former name, Dr. Alise Holland Johnson, and I'm a mom, real estate agent, thought leader, international intuitive life coach, researcher, and radio personality. Through the Tutor Outreach Group, which can be found at www.thetutoroutreach.com. I help tutors and tutor business owners build heart-centered global learning organizations to serve humanity, whether it is in the local community, face-to-face, or online in the field of education. As America's #1 tutor business training company, the Tutor Outreach Group is a professional organization for tutors, teachers, college students, and other small business professionals who want to start either a home-based tutoring business or tutoring company, get clients to grow their tutoring business, improve their tutoring repertoire, gain insight into leading and hiring for a global learning organization, strategically grow their tutor business based upon their own life purpose. The Tutor Outreach Group provides premium resources and networking opportunities throughout the year. And, of course, I am available for group coaching through one of my tutoring mastermind groups in the USA or Canada. I will be at the 2018 International Tutoring and Teaching Symposium in Phoenix, Arizona on October 25th and 26th, 2018, to welcome tutors from around the world. If you haven't gotten your conference ticket today, there's still time before the early bird conference rate ends. You can get your ticket and learn more about our upcoming event at www.tutoringconference.com. So, if you are attending the 2018 International Tutoring and Teaching Symposium this year, then please come and chat with me so we can get connected. I love putting a face with a name. I met a lot of wonderful tutors and tutor business coaches at our conference last year in Phoenix. We truly had a great time. I am just constantly amazed at the many great works going on in our tutoring industry. Stay with us for the next hour and let us help you experience what is going on in our industry, and just overall pearls of wisdom and intuitive insights as it relates to you on your tutoring journey. Each fourth Tuesday of every month, we have our regular show with special guests from around the world, or I present tutoring strategies, tips, pearls of wisdom, and intuitive insights to help you on your tutoring journey at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Blog Talk Radio. If you have been following my life's work, then you know that I have boatloads of experiences in the education industry and still serve to help humanity. It is my passion to empower others and helping them take control of their learning and their lives. I see my role as a merchant of hope to others as they travel on their own academic journey. As the Spirit guide me, you may also notice some special or bonus shows on our upcoming schedule, so stay tuned. Whether you're a regular listener, long-time listener, or you just found out about the Tutor Outreach Radio Show, we are so glad that you are here with us. I'm very excited to take some of your calls for free tutoring advice or just to answer your life or academic question. You can call into the show on 646-668-2562. Send us a private message in our chat room. Give us your name and the area code you are calling from and what you want to speak about so we can make sure we address any of your questions. Stay tuned with us for the next hour as we have a special guest on the call. Today, we have Dee Thomas, founder of Anchored with Excellence. She will be sharing pearls of wisdom and advice for tutors on what it takes to build a learning organization that focuses on community rather than competition, all through expanding their sphere of influence within the communities in which they serve. I met Dee Thomas in person at our Phoenix, Arizona tutoring conference last year. She was very passionate about helping families, the community, and fellow tutors. And truly, I tell you guys, I am honored to have her on our show today. Before we get into the rest of our show, let me just share with you a little bit more about Ms. Thomas. Mrs. Dee Thomas is from Dayton, Ohio. She has a bachelor's degree in English from Wright State University and a master's degree in teaching, educational leadership, and supervision from the University of Dayton. She also has taken writing courses at the Institute of Children's Literature because she inspires to be a children's book author. Currently, she is a high school principal and the owner and founder of Anchored with Excellence. Anchored with Excellence has 3 entities, which relates to tutoring, educational consulting, and motivational speaking. She has assisted with opening a charter school in Dayton, Ohio in 2000, where she wrote the reading curriculum due to not having resources delivered by the first day of school. Ms. Thomas has served in many leadership roles. She has been an academy director, college instructor, reading director, high school special education English teacher, lead elementary teacher, presenter, and keynote speaker for various events. She is a sought-after trainer and speaker. Ms. Thomas has traveled around the USA to ensure that her personal developments and speaking engagements leave a lasting impression as well as empower and motivate. She is known to be a mentor for several educators in Ohio. Her expertise and positive energy has moved schools to academic excellence. She has been featured in the Dayton Weekly, Wright State University's admission brochure, starred in a commercial for the Leadership Academy, interviewed on TBN and CNN. She is a proud member of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority and a faithful member of Maranatha Worship Center. So let's welcome Ms. Dee Thomas to the Tutor Outreach Radio Show. Hello, Ms. Thomas. How are you?
I am doing well. How about yourself, Dr. Alise?
I am doing fine if I can just stay cool over here. Today it's supposed to be 115 degrees in Phoenix.
Oh, wow. That is hot. I'm in Miami, and I'm getting a lot of rain, but it's hot here, too.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you have that beautiful blue ocean.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, and I have utilized it as much as I can before it rains.
Okay, well, we always start our radio show when we interview special guests with this question here. You know, our guests want to know, why did you get into the tutoring industry, and how did you get started with tutoring others?
Dr. Alise, you know, a lot of what I do, I truly have to give honor to God, who is definitely the head of my life. And so on my journey, as I presented to you all, I have to say God has led me to this industry, as well as personal experiences that I've encountered. And I will also say that because I've been a teacher, I know that it is high in demand for anyone that aspires to do or to have one-on-one, concentration on things that they need help with. And so because I saw this as a teacher, I figured, you know what, this is something that I need to get into.
Wow. So how have you expanded your tutoring practice into what it is today? I know you shared with us that you had tutoring, you had motivational speaking, and even educational consulting. How did that come about?
Well, I have to be honest with you, Dr. Alise. It really ties into question one, the one that you just asked me. A lot of people know, but as a teacher, I was a substitute teacher for quite some time, and the personal experience that I encountered was I struggled with passing that darn teacher's exam. And I'll be honest with you, taking an exam for me a lot of times is anxiety, and I know a lot of students deal with that. And so that personal experience with not being able to pass the teacher's license exam on the first couple of times, my husband was very intricate in obtaining a tutor for me because I had wanted to give up. I wanted to walk away and not deal with it anymore because ultimately I did not want to teach. I actually wanted to be a lawyer. But once I got the tutor, I actually passed, and she told me a couple of things that I needed to do. And so from there, I'm just very passionate about helping others. And I tap into my gifts also, Dr. Alise. And, most people don't really know what their gifts are. But, once I got started on this educational journey, I realized that this is where I'm supposed to be. And then lastly, I just paid attention to what motivated me. And what motivated me the most was to see others do well and to see them, do well in what they wanted to try to do in any of the subject areas in which I've encountered with students and even adults.
Wow. So you're saying that you encountered a merchant through that tutor. She served as your merchant of hope.
Yes, definitely she did. And that's what's so powerful about tutoring. I know that there's a lot of tutoring businesses out there that, will tutor 2 or 3 people or 2 or 3 students together. And, my philosophy has always been that one-on-one, that personal attention, because, a lot of students get embarrassed. And so, my personal experience when, I knew I was being talked about, I was a heck of a teacher, Dr. Alise, but I just could not, pass that exam upon my journey. And so once that tutor sat down with me one-on-one, she said, Dee, you got the information. You just need to write your way through it. And, Dr. Alise, I got with you when she told me that, that's what got me over. And I am a writer. And so because I am a writer, that really is what, caused me to pass that teacher's exam.
Wow. What a testimony, though. I mean, this is a testimony for all people. Wow.
Yeah, because I honest with you, I was going to walk away. I've done several things, and I don't know, this teaching thing, this educational thing just really stuck, and it came naturally for me. And so, when I'm working with students, regardless of the age, I'm always able to tell them about my personal experience, and a lot of times that's really what gets people to really believe in your brand.
Wow. So this just makes a great segue to the next question I had for you. Every time we have special guests on the show, it's so fascinating to understand, how their company came about through their own personal journeys. So you have a motto of inspire, the sky's the limit, limiting one's gifts and talents limits others to be inspired. How do you communicate this to the communities and other colleagues in which you collaborate? How do you get this message out?
Dr. Alise, my spirit, I think ever since I was born, it's a servant. And having that servant mentality, I always offer what I can do to help. I believe that helping others, it helps me. And so I never try to limit my gifts because I want to inspire others to bring their gifts out. And so I always try to offer what I can do. I do have an aggressive personality. Great. Even when they get mad, and usually once I'm done working with people, they'll tell me, Dee, you really made me upset about that thing. But you know what? I'm glad I had you, because if you had not pushed me to do great, then I don't think that I would have reached my potential. And I hear that a lot. I've always been about excellence. I believe my mom is on the phone now, and she can attest to that. I've always been about excellence. And so, always trying to offer what I can do. And then lastly, I just always have been able to see other people's potentials, and I tell them, even being a high school principal now and trying to carry the business, that is mainly what I do, with other people, is that I try to, encourage them. I am a natural encourager. I like to inspire people to just be their best and to do their best. And, I try to walk with them along the journey, especially my staff. It's just one of those things that once I see greatness in you, I'm going to definitely try to pull it out in you, which is a big part of the motivational part, speaking and the tutoring.
Wow, that's what servant and transformational leadership is all about.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, hold that thought. It's time for a break. I'd like to make sure we have plenty of time to capture the rest of your ideas. You are listening to the Tutor Outreach Radio Show with Dr. Alise and special guest Dee Thomas. When we come back, Mrs. Thomas will share with us suggestions on developing partnerships with community organizations and sustaining those connections. We'll be right back.
Are you thinking about adding an e-learning or online tutoring program to your tutoring business? Are you wondering how you would operate your online tutoring business? These are questions that you will need specific answers that will deliver data-driven results. In the #1 source for tutors and tutor business owners, Dr. Holland starting and operating your online tutoring business, Tutor Consultant, Dr. Holland delivers her field-tested advice so that you can select an online tutoring platform that caters to 4 learning modalities, implement her 13-step process for working with new and returning clients, conduct online tutoring sessions and write monitoring notes for clients, apply Dr. Holland Johnson's lesson plan framework, build a customized online curriculum, acquire know-how for finding online clients, and dozens of other strategies you will need to be successful with your online tutoring business. Take a practical approach to starting and operating your online tutoring business. By taking the time now to plan, you are positioning your online tutoring business for longevity in the tutoring industry. You can get your copy, Starting and Operating Your Online Tutoring Business, the blueprint for running an online learning organization, on Amazon.com, or submit your book order at orders@iglobaleducation.com.
We're back on the Tutor Outreach Radio Show with Dr. Alise and special guest Mrs. Thomas. We are continuing the conversation about expanding your sphere of influence. If you have any questions, then please call into the show on 646-668-2562, Send us a private message in our chat room. Give us your name and the area code you are calling from and what you want to speak about so that we can make sure we address any of your questions. But before we continue, I want to make sure everyone knows how to contact our special guest. Mrs. Thomas, could you give us your contact information for our listeners, or how they can request you for speaking engagements, or how the community can just sign up for any of your tutoring programs?
Absolutely. I have an IG account, an Instagram account, which is at Anchor with Excellence. I also have a Twitter account, which is at Anchor1913. And then my website is www.anchorwithexcellence.com. And my email address is DEE at anchorwithexcellence.com. And my phone number is 937-381. So if I need to repeat my contact information, I'll be happy to do that again.
Okay, that sounds great, Mrs. Thomas. So what suggestions do you have developing partnerships with community organizations and sustaining those relationships with them?
I would have to say, Dr. Alise, as you know, upon meeting me for the first time in Arizona, you know that I don't meet strangers. I think you and I, we actually connect time, and, you know, it was as if I've known you for years. And I have to say that, you know, my personality is a give and take. Either you'll like me or either you won't. But for the most part, I don't meet strangers. And I definitely believe in networking. I think networking is critical and it's very crucial. And I always have an open mind to expect greatness wherever I go. And so I'm always networking. I believe that that's a priority to, you know, continue relationships. You know, we got to be careful, too, with those relationships that we try to hold on to. Some are not as positive as they need to be, you know, and as the business owners, we need to know when to let those relationships go. So I would have to say that networking is definitely the priority for me. And then I would also say I always like to build authentic relationships. You know, working with students or kids, they know who's who, they know who's real. And, you know, again, my personality, Dr. Alise, is that I'm just one of those real people, you know. I don't try to sugarcoat things. You know, I'm very direct. I say what I need to say. And a lot of people, you know, appreciate that because of the authenticity of the conversation, you know, and proving to them that what you say is what you will do. So I would say that, you know, networking, building authentic relationships, and always remembering that your brand is your walking billboard. You know, people always watch you. You never know who's looking. You never know who's, you know, being inspired by what you do. And so I always just tell people, always show excellence. You know, even on my bad days, you know, I'm always trying to smile and, you know, give people something positive to look forward to. I've not always had it easy. I've always worked hard. I've actually worked since I was 12 years old. And here I am now, 40-something. I won't give that last digit, but, you know, the grind has never stopped because I've always just, you know, wanted more.
But everything that you say is that's what it's about. Because one of the things that kind of struck me with you at the conference was your smile. Then I was like, oh, my gosh, her hair. Oh, my gosh, not many people can pull off that hairstyle.
And, you know, Dr. Alise, there's a joke to that. My husband says that if Jesus comes, you gonna tell him to wait and hold on. I do. I will say this. My grandmother, bless her soul, she raised us to always have our hair done. She would press it every week. And, you know, that was instilled in me as a little girl. And so even now I go to the hairdresser every week. And that I just definitely do. Again, you're your walking billboard. And then, two, I was always teased about how big my teeth were, being a smaller person. And, you know, it's like now God has used this smile to encourage and motivate people. So, you know, when the enemy has something bad for you, you know, God always got a way to make it good. And so that's why I smile so much.
Well, I would have never known that because, I mean, just looking at you, I'm like, oh, my gosh, this lady here, she's letting her light shine, and this is what we need in our industry. You are a source of light. I knew that.
Yeah. And I thank you, Dr. Alise, because, again, it goes back to that authenticity. When I speak to different groups and, keynote speaking and those types of things, I just always try to keep it real because that is how people, respect your brand. They want to know, how did you get to where you are? It's not always been pretty for me, and I'm still going through major transitions in life, but, they're positive transitions. And so if I can be that encouraging soul for someone else, hey, that's what I've been called to.
Okay. So, man, it just seems like our conversation is just leading to the next question here. What are some good sources for knowing about speaking opportunities in the community? How do you have an opportunity to speak at a brunch or a luncheon? How do you do that?
Dr. Lisa, goes back to being in this business for over 20 years. I have a lot of people that knows me and knows the things that I've done, things that I've accomplished. And so a lot of it, again, it just goes back to your reputation and your brand. People just know what I can bring and what I will bring. And so that's part of it. And then I think the other thing, too, is just to get involved with as many organizations as you can. I would like to shout out my sorority, Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated. I've been away for quite some time, but I'm going back this year to get back more involved with a lot of community things that we have involved here or there back at home. And so I would get involved with organizations and search for opportunities. I am one that always look for opportunity. When I'm walking down the street, I'm thinking, who's this person that's going to put me on, or what can I do for relationship with this person? So, again, that goes back to the networking. Then I would also say it's who you know. Again, going back to everything that I've done, a lot of people do know me, and so I just always try to keep that networking, combination involved with the authenticity. And, again, Dr. Alise, with being in this business for over 20 years, it's hard to believe because I can remember when I first started, I've helped a lot of people. I've hired a lot of people, and so now what you see is giving back, that saying, am I my brother's keeper? There's a lot of people right now that I've worked with in the past that are now able to help me. And so, you got to keep those relationships going.
Wow. I love it. I love it. So you had mentioned that your mom was on the line. I don't know if she would feel comfortable, sharing, some things about you. But we have opened up the lines. If she would like to come forward and let us know, she's more than welcome to share with our listeners.
Okay. Mama, if you're listening, go ahead and call in and let them know, what great of a daughter I've been. And Dr. Children, and she was a single parent, did an awesome job with all four of us. And so, watching it with her, it's just, from childhood, I've been that strong person, just watching her and the things done. And, she always says, you're that child that I never have to worry about. And she didn't, and even now she gets on me about never calling or needing anything. But that's just because, that's just been my way for her to have to not worry about me, now that I'm an adult. So, Mama, if you're listening, call us in.
Okay, we have a couple people on the line. Caller number 1. Let's see here. The last 2 digits of your number is 49. Okay. Caller number 2. The last 2 digits of your number is 64. Do you have any questions, comments, or concerns you want to express on the show today? Okay. Well, if someone would like to, express any comments, concerns, or experiences for the show, then they can definitely call in and we will reach out to them if we have time in the show. Mrs. Thomas, what advice would you offer to tutor business owners about expanding their sphere of influence in the community and on a global level?
Dr. Lisa, I probably have said it more than enough, but I'm going to say it again. I pray about every situation. And so, my first thing is to pray and ask God, what direction in order to that they need to take. And then secondly, write out a plan. I'm always writing. I'm a writer. I journal every day, my therapy. And so write out a plan, again, network. And then lastly, focus on your gifts and talents. You know, there's a lot of people they're doing something but not necessarily knowing if they're in their purpose or, you know, if they're gifts and talents. And, you know, there's this feeling that you have when you are working in your gifts and talents, which I briefly spoke about at the conference in Arizona. You know, there's just this feeling that just don't go away. It's an excitement, you know, feeling that you have when you're in walking in your gifts and your talents.
Okay. So, and people will pick that up when they come in contact with you. They will know if you have that passion to do it. They will know.
Thank you. And, you know, I've heard that before, Dr. Alise. You know, I'm a hard worker. And, you know, again, seeing other people win is always a big deal for me. You know, always trying to help to see, you know, what I can do to just move people to another level.
Okay. I think we have a new caller on the line. The number ends in 20. Ms. Thomas, what's the name of your mother?
My mother is Vicki Wilson.
Okay, let's see if this is Miss Vicki Wilson. Miss Vicki?
Hello.
Oh, my gosh. It's an honor to have you on our show. You have done an amazing job with Miss Dee Thomas. You know, her spirit, very obvious that she's light, she's willing, ready, and able to serve, and we just want to hear from you. We just want to hear some pearls of wisdom, whatever you have to share.
Okay, first of all, I would like to give honor to God and the Lord Jesus Christ, and I want to just say Dewana is a wonderful young lady, which she is my daughter, and she is a hard worker, always have been from the time she was born. And she works hard, and I'm just proud of her. And I'm proud of her endeavors and all that she does. And I've been a teacher myself for 27 years, and I'll be retiring soon. And I may try to just talk to Dewana where she can give me some input so maybe I can have a little tutoring business.
Wow. She is the woman for it.
Yeah, she's excellent. She does a wonderful job. She works hard, and I love kids, and she just has been wonderful because she told me she wanted to be on the news, a newscaster. And I said, Dewana, I think God's calling on your life as a teacher, and she became a teacher and a wonderful one at that.
Wow. So, ma'am, I just have to ask, what has been your teaching experiences? I'm like got goosebumps right now. 27 years of teaching experience. Oh my gosh.
It has been an awesome journey. I love children, and sometimes I think I'm not ready to retire, but I'm going to continue to hang in there and do what I can. And once I retire, I would still like to work with children, you know, those that are having difficulty. Maybe I could do some tutoring with them to help them become successful in their endeavors.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being on our show. Are there any final words that you want to share with us before we get back to Mrs. Thomas?
I just want to say thank you for having me on. And, Dewana, I love you, and I want you to continue to do the best you can be, girl. Thank you, Dr. Alise.
Oh, my gosh. You have no idea. This is what this radio show is all about. And not only are we having, you know, her mother join us, her mother has boatloads of experience in the education industry. God is good.
Awesome. Her fault. So I ran. I did not want to do it. I didn't. And, you know, Mama always said, Dee, I think you would be great as a teacher. And to be honest with you, education runs in the family. My aunt, Trish Love, she actually gave me the first opportunity to teach as a substitute teacher. And from there, it just took off.
Wow. What an amazing journey.
Yes, it has been. And, you know, there's some things in between, Dr. Alise, that maybe one day we'll have another opportunity to sit down and talk. But Mom and I, we have a story to tell. We really do.
Well, I hope to see you guys in Phoenix in October. I would love to see you guys.
I'm going to work on that again.
Okay. So, Mrs. Thomas, what is one pearl of wisdom you want to leave with us about educational consulting?
What I will say, Dr. Alise, and I've been saying this for a while now because, anything I do it from my heart. And so the pearl that I would like to leave is just a little thing that I tell people. Move with passion, purpose, and pleasure. Mm-hmm. If those things are not involved with what you're doing, then I can almost guarantee that there's misery there.
Mhm. Mhm. Wow. Mrs. Thomas, I sure will welcome you, and we're definitely got to talk because you're the tutor business coach that, many people need to hear. You have a voice. You are truly a merchant of hope in moving forward the education and tutoring industry. So thank you for following the message from the Spirit. Thank you.
Yes, Lord. And you know what, Dr. Alise, again, I got to be honest with you, there were times where I just didn't want to do this anymore, but I realized that this is my purpose. When you see kids learn or when you see them excel or when you see them blossom because you walk down the hallway or, when you just see that there's relationships that have been built. And so, for instance, I have a student that I had in the 5th grade, and we've kept in touch over the years. She's now 30-something, but her children were in a almost nearly fatal accident this past March, and it has been an honor to be with her during this time. Both of the boys were in critical condition for quite some time. One of them is out and doing well, but the other one is now in a nursing home, and we're going to continue to pray for Emmanuel. But the journey, had I never walked into that 5th grade classroom, I would not have a relationship with this young lady. But it's been awesome to side and, to uplift her and encourage her. And, in fact, she hasn't known that I've been away on vacation for quite some time, and I think she's kind of missing me if she's listening in.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ms. Thomas, God is using you in amazing ways, and you continue to be that merchant of hope to everyone you come in contact with.
Thank you.
Now, before we take our next break, we want to make sure that our listeners could find you. Could you give us your contact information one more time and how to sign up for any of your tutoring programs and request you for speaking engagements?
Absolutely, Dr. Alise. Again, you can reach me by email at d@anchorwithexcellence.com. My phone number is 937-381-9892. My Instagram account is @anchorwithexcellence. My Twitter account is @anchor1913. And my website is www.anchorwithexcellence.com. And on the website, it'll list all of the occupations in which I've done, all the jobs that I've done. It's almost amazing to even look at all of that, to see that I've done all of those. And, that's coming from being very passionate about what I do and always trying to work towards that excellence.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Dee Thomas. This is Dr. Alise with Mrs. Thomas. We're going on a quick break, and when we return, I will share with you one message from the Spirit and intuitive insights from the angels. Stay tuned.
What is intellectual property? It's something that you will have to protect when it comes to your learning organization. Innovation and creativity is definitely valued amongst humanity and should be protected. As a result, tutors need a blueprint to follow so that they will do exactly what needs to be done to protect their work and trade secrets for their learning organization. In the number one source for tutors and tutor business owners, Dr. Holland's Expanding Your Tutoring Business Series. Tutor Consultant, Dr. Holland delivers her field-tested advice so that you can determine what types of intellectual property that will need to be protected, create various types of work agreements for your learning organization, develop a system to maintain records of your intellectual property, build a business plan that will promote data-driven tutoring success, describe the federal laws that impact your tutoring business, implement quality assurance meetings, create an online project management system for your content team, implementing focus groups and market research, disseminating your research for your learning organization, acquire know-how for licensing your intellectual property, and dozens of other strategies you will need to protect your intellectual property. Take a strategic approach to protecting your intellectual property so that you can build a household name in the tutoring industry. You can get your copy of Expand Your Tutoring Business Volume 3, The Blueprint for Protecting Your Learning Organization, on Amazon.com, or submit your book order at orders@iGlobalEducation.com.
We're back on the Tutor Outreach Radio Show with Dr. Alise. While we were on break, I intuitively selected a postcard from the Spirit using Colette Baron Reed's system. Let me share them with you. Dearest wonderful you, to help you manifest a life for the highest good, we invite you to examine your deepest desires. Imagine all your desires, no matter what kind, like magic seed pods in a basket, glowing with infinite potential. Look closely at each one. Are you afraid that some may bring you too much attention and invite negative reactions from others? Is change too daunting? Are you afraid to stretch and grow? Let yourself be led forward and let the seeds of positive intention take to the wind. Your desires count and you are worthy of them. They are essential for co-creating your world. Did you ever consider that when a desire comes from deep within you, it might be spirit moving you to create something beautiful to share with others? Some desires are infused with miraculous powers to move the heart and influence the world in ways you can't simply or possibly know. We know you and love you so deeply and are so happy to support you. Guys, this is a beautiful message because, oftentimes we've been told, this can't work, or, you have had experiences where you created something and you had no ownership to it. So the Spirit is asking you to really look at your life purpose of who you are and why you're here, and find that special, unique skill that the world needs. You have those desires. Everybody has those desires. But the question is are you willing, ready, and able to accept the call? I got some additional messages here, and, I am amazed at what the Spirit shared with me here. One of the biggest messages is I came as an extension of source energy. You came as physical extensions of source energy, understanding that you would explore contrast, causing expansion not only for you, but for all that is. You knew that you could find your way back to the resources of your source by feeling your way, and by understanding that the relationship between you and you is not one of separateness, but of alignment and resonance. When you master the art of allowing your consistent alignment with the source within you, every other relationship will be beneficial and pleasurable. So, I just had to go in and ask additional questions here, guys, and I want to share with you that the Spirit is asking each of you to turn on your love light. Sometimes the best way to remain sane is to love like crazy. Some of you have been sending in your prayer requests on, where to go next with your career, what is the things that you need to do in this lifetime. And I'm seeing that your prayers are being answered all your great work has opened the door for the divine solutions and support. So, you owe it to yourself to continue your personal mastery and your personal growth so that you can serve humanity the way that you are called to do. Now, two numbers came up as I was in meditation here, and I saw the number 6, which is associated with love, and it just reinforces, the fact that, when you approach things from the intention of love, then, the relationship is going to be a positive situation for all involved. That can be in relationship, that could also be in work affairs or, professional matters. It's always about the flow of your heart, the intentions that you set out. Now, you may say, you know what, Dr. Alise, I've done that, but, I've gotten the short end of the stick. Well, in the short term, it may seem as if you have gotten the short end of the stick, but if you stay in faith and do what you are called to do, you will see the purpose behind all of what you had to endure just by keeping your integrity. The second number that came in was the number 7, and it deals with personal growth. And, guys, this just reinforced the need for you to really look at yourself on a soul level. It's one thing to have academic knowledge, but, the highest form of knowledge is divine knowledge. So, we are all spiritual beings having these human experiences. We are body, mind, and spirit. And, the world does a great job of helping us focus on our body and our mind. But we need additional support in learning how to connect with our intuition and how to continue to tap into our creative geniuses. A lot of people don't know how to exercise their emotional intelligence. So, my friends, you are being called to continue your personal mastery, self-improvement, and work on what your sole purpose is by answering who you are and why you're here, and taking the leap of faith in doing whatever that may look in your life. It may be that you are called to start your own business. It may be that you are called to take on a leadership role in your learning organization where you're already employed. You just might be the light that other people need to see. So let your light shine. Don't look back. And make sure that your intentions are pure in whatever you do. Remember, you are loved, you are valued, and you are competent. If you would like to work with me, Dr. Holland, you can go to my Tutoring Mastermind's website, www.tutoringmastermind.com, or find us on Facebook at the Tutor Outreach Group. I hope to see you at our upcoming Phoenix Tutoring Conference this year. If you have any tutoring questions, then join us in one of our Facebook groups, and you can find that information at our Facebook page, the Tutor Outreach Group. We love having active group members. I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Tutor Outreach Radio Show. I had a wonderful time with our special guest, Ms. Thomas. If you know of anyone who is interested in expanding their sphere of influence through tutoring and educational consulting, then please share out this episode. Please join me every fourth Tuesday of the month at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next month on the Tutor Outreach Radio Show, our special guest, Mr. Andrew Banda, has the #1 Africa's tutoring services in South Africa. Come join us with Mr. Banda, who will tell us more about how to find the right home-based tutor for advanced subjects like trigonometry, chemistry, and accounting. And, of course, he will share some pearls of wisdom for other tutor business owners. This is another episode that you don't want to miss. Leave us some comments and stay tuned. Have a great week, and I'll see you back here next time. Remember, you are loved, valued, and competent.
You've been listening to the Tutor Outreach Radio Show, hosted by Dr. Alise Holland. This hit show comes to you live every second and fourth Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on Blog Talk Radio. Each show is empowering you to move forward with your tutoring goals to manifest your dreams of building a successful tutoring practice. If you've missed any part of this show or want to find out more about Dr. Holland, visit thetutoroutreach.com. That's thetutoroutreach.com.
Hey you, with a rhinestone dog collar. Between us dogs, I just convinced my human to upgrade to a new home with a 1,200 square foot bathroom. I think she called it a yard. With Wells Fargo's 3% down mortgage option, my human realized a new home was within reach, and I only gave her puppy eyes once. Get your human to talk to a mortgage consultant or learn more at wellsfargo.com/woof.
Wells Fargo Home Mortgage. Down payments as low as 3% on a fixed-rate loan require mortgage insurance. Ask a home mortgage consultant about loan requirements. Wells Fargo Home Mortgage is a division of Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., Equal Housing Lender, NMLSR ID 399801.
Hey you, with a rhinestone dog collar. Between us dogs, I just convinced my human to upgrade to a new home with a 1,200 square foot bathroom. I think she called it a yard. With Wells Fargo's 3% down mortgage option, my human realized a new home was within reach, and I only gave her puppy eyes once. Get your human to talk to a mortgage consultant or learn more at wellsfargo.com/woof.
Wells Fargo Home Mortgage. Down payments as low as 3% on a fixed-rate loan require mortgage insurance. Ask a home mortgage consultant about loan requirements. Wells Fargo Home Mortgage is a division of Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., Equal Housing Lender, NMLSR ID 399801.
Ladies and gents, welcome to McDonald's $1 to lunch auction. First on the serving block is the hot and spicy McChicken for $1. One and a $1, my name one, do I hear $1? For the hot and spicy McChicken crispy tender chicken seasoned with a bold mix of spices topped with shredded lettuce, mayonnaise, and served on a perfectly toasted bun. It's a delicious everyday value that just can't be beat. $1, sold! Next up, any size Coke for $1. Start the bid $1 Coke, and sold! Now get a hot and spicy McChicken or any size Coke for just $1, $1 each on McDonald's $1, $2, $3 menu. At participating McDonald's for a limited time, cannot be combined with combo meal.
Pros in the know start with Lowe's, because at Lowe's, pros save on tools they rely on to get the job done. Now get up to 35% off select DeWalt power tools and accessories, including the DeWalt 10-tool 20-volt cordless combo kit, now $529. That's $320 off. Plus, save 5% on eligible purchases every day when you use your Lowe's business credit account. So, pro, now that you know, start with Lowe's. DeWalt offer valid through 11/4 while supplies last. Credit offer subject to credit approval. Can't be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. U.S. only. Pros in the know start with Lowe's, because at Lowe's, pros save big on the supplies they use most. Right now, save even more on select concrete mix, now 30% off when you buy in bulk. Plus, save 5% on eligible purchases every day when you use your Lowe's business credit account. Stop by or visit lowesforpros.com for details. So, pro, now that you know, start with Lowe's. Minimum purchase required. Selection varies by location. Credit offer subject to credit approval. Can't be combined with other credit offers. Exclusions apply. U.S. only.